It's really great.
Is it working? Jim, is that you?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
You can hear us?
I can hear you.
Awesome. All right. We're cooking.
Brew Happy!
We're the longest running beer podcast in the Pacific Northwest. Why wouldn't they be listening to us?
So many different beers! I got you something really good and really delicious.
Oh my god.
You listen to the Brew Happy show, so do I. Do it.
It's not about the beer. It's about the beer.
Oh yeah, that's Brew Happy.
That's right, listener. You are listening to the Brew Happy Show weekly podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We got a really special show for you this week. This is our first morning show and our first coffee show as well. So this is a double new brew of another color, as we like to call it here on the show. So we do like to do crossover episodes into different industries from time to time. And this show is going to be one of those. We are going to be talking about coffee this episode. I'm Damian as the voice of beer, and we have Bronwyn Landis, the Green Goddess Botanic. Fat Josh won't be joining us this episode. He is sleeping in today after our exciting housewarming party last night. And we are joined this week by Jim Varney from Wavelength Coffee Roasters, featuring modern coffee roasting for a sustainable future, showcasing single origins focused on climate adaptation, organics, and social equality. They use all-electric air roasters powered with solar and renewables at their roastery in Worcester County in central Massachusetts, and use 100% recyclable, reusable steel. Thanks for being on the show, Jim. I really do appreciate you doing the Zoom call all the way from across the country. So this is Bronwyn. She's joining us. She is the Green Goddess, and she is the biggest fan of your coffee.
That's so true.
Yeah.
As you can see, I kind of went a little bit crazy on your website.
Yes. She bought your entire line.
Yeah, pretty much.
After you guys sent us your sample, and oh my gosh, it was so good. We were very impressed.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Wavelength Coffee Roasters.
Yeah, boy, I could go on forever too. So feel free to jump in, tell me hey, hold off, let's talk about something else. But yeah, so I actually started this with my wife, Deanna. We launched just last year. We started in October. And before that, there was about a year or so of build up to that point where, we were really, researching, working on the business, like trying to figure everything out, looking at equipment. So it was a kind of a longer process building up to this, but it all stemmed from, this sort of, mid-career change for both of us, where, I was at a point where I had just left my company that I had been working at for 25 years and, was a, co-owner there as well. So I kind of exited. I wasn't ready to retire yet. And Deanna was also, she had been, her background is actually in library science. She has a master's in library science.
Oh, very nice.
She had been, of course, raised our kids, at home, but had then gotten back into her career, and she was teaching. And education is tough. It's a tough industry, and we were kind of both at a point where we were ready for something different. And
nice.
And I think it was actually Deanna's idea when she was like, "Hey, what about coffee?" Because we had been doing a lot of work at home as far as like doing the sustainable thing. Like, we had converted from oil to all, high efficiency heat pumps. We had gotten rid of the old nasty hot water heater and gotten all electric, and everything's high efficiency. We had both been EV drivers for years. So like something we really felt passionate about at home. in terms of doing the right thing. And it had been something I had been dabbling in last few years at my business, but really wanted to make that a bigger focus of the sort of second act of my career. And
Nice.
when she kind of thought about this and we started looking at what the status quo is for coffee, it seemed like there was a really big opportunity there to do something different, to make our mark in terms of focusing on sustainability from the roasting side of things, and highlighting a lot of the amazing stories that are going on around the world in terms of adapting to our changing climate. So yeah, so that was then became the brainchild of what became Wavelength Coffee Roasters.
Nice. That's a great story.
The future of coffee.
The future of coffee.
Coffee. I know everybody asks us. They come up to, at our farmers markets. They're like, "So, what's this mean? The future of coffee?" And we're like, "Oh well, let me tell you about it. It's a great intro."
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I'm really curious about what makes Wavelength so special. Like, what makes you different than other coffee roasters?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a few things. I think we do, individually, these things maybe have been dabbled in, or we're not the only people doing individually, but like, I think we are one of the few that's really kind of put everything together. And that's this idea that the coffee industry, in terms of the growers, the farmers actually all around the world, they know that climate change is real and it's impacting their bottom line and their livelihoods on a daily basis. So this has been something that the industry has known for decades and has really been working towards solutions. Now, on the roasting side, though, especially here in the U.S., it seemed like really 99+% of coffee that's roasted today, and has been since the 1850s, has been using gas. So it's methane mostly, so it's natural gas powered drum roasters, and that's just kind of that's the state of the art really for coffee.
I didn't realize that.
I took some classes to learn more about this, and like that was what they had us learn on, was these big gas fired drum roasters. And it seemed odd to me that we were still doing, as an industry, we were still doing things the same way that we did back in the 1850s. Like there's nothing in our life that's that way. That's the case now, right?
100%.
So it's like there has to be a better way. There has to be and getting off fossil fuels in almost everything we do is really important for our future. And there seemed like there was this small group, but this growing group of roaster manufacturers that are coming up with all electric options that are kind of leading the way here. So we saw an opportunity, just like in transportation, like in EVs, we saw, okay, we can be at the forefront of introducing this new wave of all electric roasters. We can utilize then renewables that we have, solar at our facility, and what we, I guess, weren't quite expecting when we did that change was actually the air roasting, specifically the open chamber air roasters that we use from Air Motion Roasters in South Africa. They really create an amazing quality of coffee because of the air roasting process. It's very clean, it's very smooth, and we say that, people are like, "Oh, what does that really mean?" But like when you taste it, you can actually notice that it doesn't have a lot of the same bitterness or aftertaste that you get from drum roasters.
Right.
It actually is, we think, a superior quality of coffee, and that's important to us. Like, we need to lead with a superior experience for our coffee customers. It can't just be like trying to guilt people into doing the right thing, right? It could be like, hey, this is the right thing to do, but it's also like the best quality you can get.
That's interesting.
That and tied in with the packaging side of things is really kind of like what makes us different.
Yeah, we were wondering what it was that was different about your coffee here, because Bronwyn loves it. She is the coffee connoisseur. I obviously drink coffee also, but she tries different coffee beans everywhere we go. She'll pick up, a bag of coffee when we go off on trips and stuff. And I think lately you've been really into Phil's coffee, but now she's switched to Wavelength after which was the one that he first sent us?
Oh gosh.
Was it I think it was a yellow label. It was one of the yellow ones.
Yeah, it was one of these.
I can't remember which one it was that I first sent you.
The Carlos
Pola.
Carlos Polo ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tell us about the different.
I think it was this one.
Is it the different ones? This one I think is anaerobic pace Pacamara.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I saying that even close to right?
It's a Pacamara is the name of the varietal.
Okay.
And it's an anaerobic process.
Okay.
So those coffees that we buy or that we get from Carlos Pola, there's 2 of them that we get from that farm, and they're in El Salvador. And we actually sought out that producer specifically because of what we had heard they were doing on their farms to actually adapt to a changing climate.
Okay.
And there, I believe it was in 2012, there was a really bad case of, it's called leaf rust. It's called La Roya in Spanish, but basically it's a fungus that infects the leaves of coffee plants. And it's something that is getting worse as the climate's getting warmer because as a fungus, it likes to live in sort of warmer areas. And like traditionally, the coffee farmers that are up higher in elevations have been away from more, bigger problems with that. But as things have gotten warmer, the area, the zone where the fungus can infect gets higher and higher in the mountains.
Okay.
So in 2012, it was so bad that it actually wiped out like 90% of the coffee crop, like in El Salvador, in the entire region.
No.
And that was true in other areas as well in Central America. I think in Honduras and Costa Rica, it was a very bad year for that.
Wow.
And so this is something where Carlos, and his family were like, look, we can't continue living this way. We've got to do something different. And up until that point, and this is a multi-generational farm. They've been farming in El Salvador since I think the 1890s or something like that.
Wow.
And so they were like, look, we have to do something different than our traditional ways of growing to adapt to the way things are now. And so they started investing in some newer varietals, but like really their focus was on soil health. Like how can if we make the soil healthier, we make the plants healthier. Just like a healthy person is more resilient to disease, a healthy plant is therefore more resilient to this as well. So they started, planting more shade trees and intercropping with other plants to help provide more cover for their plants. And they're doing amazing things with, it's called mycorrhizae fungus.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, we know a little bit about the mycorrhizae.
So they introduced this like really, it's a fungus that grows on the roots of the plants, and it's a beneficial thing for the plants. It's an interdependency that is beneficial to both organisms, where it allows the coffee plants then to actually extract more nutrients out of the soil, and it also allows the soil to hold more moisture, and so they don't have to irrigate as much.
That's a really good explanation.
Yeah, so it's because of that we're like, oh wow, this is amazing. Like more people need to know about this.
Oh
so we
yeah.
to Carlos Pola and his farm, and we've been buying directly from them ever since. So that's actually a direct thing we have with those guys. So
That's so wonderful.
Wow.
So we're essentially helping Carlos and his family and the multi-generations when you decide to buy this blend.
Yeah.
You're helping support that little farm.
Yeah. Cheers to Carlos.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Cheers.
exactly. And the amazing thing too is like a lot of coffee farmers, right? Like you're helping support them, but also like all of the people in their villages around who work on those farms, like supporting those people and helping those people to have wages. Because if the farm goes down, like if you have another, a disease or outbreak or something like that, right, that destroys the farm, then it's a cascading effect, right? You've got all of the surrounding village and everything that also doesn't have any income, and so it is a responsibility to that whole area that we're helping to fulfill.
Yeah, the ripples really go out as far as you can imagine, because it's impacting everything along the way, the whole community, and then even further out from that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
So
you enjoyed it.
How many of these have we gotten to try, honey?
I think I ordered 5.
You ordered 5. She ordered 5.
Yeah, okay, so what happened? When we got the package, I'm pretty sure it was this one from Carlos Pola.
Okay.
The anaerobic Pacamara. We have a fresh, like a burr grinder, and I poured this. Okay, first of all, the packaging is so cool. I love the container. It feels like it's really, like it almost feels like really well sealed. And like you could probably store this for a really long time. Is the packaging also recyclable?
Yeah, so the packaging was a really big part of our company from the start. Like we knew we wanted to do things differently. As a coffee drinker myself, and as a sort of sustainability nut, it always bothers me, like all the bags, and like, you know, if I buy, like, say, fair trade and organic coffee, I'm trying to do the right thing, but at the end of the thing I have to throw away a bag, and I never know what to do with it, because the bag might say, oh, it's compostable, or it's made of recyclable plastic, or maybe it's bioplastic. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do with that?
Exactly.
So it was always
Yeah.
so confusing.
I've literally had that conversation with my dad as he's finished a bag of coffee and he's throwing it away. I'm like, wait a minute, is that recyclable? And he's like, oh, well, I'm not really sure. The inner lining seems like it might not be recyclable. And maybe, you know, it's great to just remove all of those questions with sustainable packaging.
That all of those bags, pretty much almost everything ends up in the landfill or burned, unfortunately. And so we knew we wanted to do something different. And so steel is the most recycled and recyclable material that humans have ever made. Something over like 92% or whatever of all the steel ever made is still in like use today.
Wow.
So
that's really cool.
It's an eminently recyclable material. And it also is actually the best barrier for your beans. As you noted, it's absolutely impermeable to moisture, to oxygen. So once it's sealed up, the coffee stays fresher inside longer than it does inside of a bag, because most bags are actually kind of porous. They actually let gases in and out. So it allows for a longer shelf life. It's a better quality, and when you're done with it, it's 100% recyclable.
Nice. Now, do you get are all of these from Carlos Pola? Because these others have different names. So we have 2, I think, that are from Carlos. We have the one that we were just talking about, the
anaerobic Pacamara.
Yeah, there we go. You are so good at that.
And then we should probably just let say it. Pachanga Las Brisas. Pachanga Las Brisas.
You've got the Pachanga Las Brisas.
So
Las Brisas is one of the farms. So the Polas family owns, I believe, 3 farms. And so the Pachanga is it's like Spanish slang, I think, for like a party mix. So they actually, the farm manager at the Las Brisas, he blends together, there's 6 different varieties of coffee that he blends together and makes it their pachanga, and so that's what that one is.
Are you going to open it right now?
Inside there, where it says actually the varietals. I believe there's 5 or 6 different ones that go into that.
Jim, I think she's diving into another can right now.
But those we color code our labels there, so you see like the ones from El Salvador are yellow, and we have a different. There you go. We have a different color for each one of the origins, so each one of the different countries that we get from has a different color. So so the one on the left there, at least my left, is from Colombia. So our Colombian coffees have that like sort of lighter blue background, and the ones from El Salvador are bright yellow.
We even have a red one too.
And the red ones are from Burundi, and we actually have 2 different ones from Burundi. That one I think is a dark roast. Our darkest one, I think it's the Yubudo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Yubudo.
Yubudo. So
I don't budo, you budo.
So we have 2 different ones. And there's another one that's called Ramiro, a Ramiro Natural, that's also from Burundi.
We might have drank that one already.
They all have kind of different, again, reasons for why we think they're great. Like we talked about why we think why the Polis ones are important as a sustainability story.
How many different varietals do you have, Jim?
You know, we're in the process now of introducing some new coffees now too, but generally we have somewhere around like nine or 10 actually different offerings. And we're in the process now of actually winding down our the Carlos Pola coffees that we have. So we're coming down to the last few cans.
Oh, I'm gonna have to make another order.
Uh-oh.
This is some urgent coffee purchases need to happen.
I thought that Bronwyn had already purchased one of each of your entire line. No, they have more?
No, they have more. And see, the thing is,
more.
I probably would have bought the entire lineup, but it seemed like there were some that were really super popular, so they weren't available at the time. So maybe they were like out of stock, or maybe it was harder to get those at the time. But anyway, yeah, I can't. I'm gonna have to go on there and get some more of that before it's not available anymore.
Yeah, Jim, you're gonna have to make more coffee.
I know. So we've got, but we're really excited about some of the newer ones. Like as you mentioned, Bronwyn, there's we had a Costa Rican, our Hacienda La Avenida, that it's our number one coffee. It's our number one selling coffee. It's a really great, like just a fantastic, solid coffee. We had a local restaurant chain, a cafe restaurant chain in Boston, that had picked that up to start offering at their cafes.
Ooh, cool.
And so we temporarily kind of ran low on that on the website, but we now have new stock in. We've got this year's new crop that just arrived of the same coffee, so that is now available. Great. And we've got some new ones too, some exciting ones from Mexico. We've got an Ethiopian that's coming out.
Oh, Ethiopian's nice.
A new one from Colombia. We've got a pink bourbon coming out that's from Colombia, which is amazing. So we've got some fun new coffees that are going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so I don't know like a huge amount of coffee. This is, I mean, I've been drinking it for years, obviously. Most people have. But one of the things so I know there's the Ethiopian, and then what's the other one?
Well, it's like a regional thing.
Yeah.
So it's
but
like where coffee beans grow best is where you're going to be able to harvest them from.
Right, and they're grown at different altitudes, but the altitude that they're grown in affects like whether...
Almost like think wine grapes.
Yeah.
You know how like in different regions of the world, you'll find certain grapes, like the Champagne grapes come from a very specific region in France.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just full of the dad jokes over here. Really.
Yeah. We you gotta tie in. I love it on like TV shows or movies when they tie in the name of the thing that you're watching. So, you know.
Yeah, you are 100% right in that the varietal that's grown and the region, like the terroir, right? And the processing of the post-harvest processing all have big impacts on the flavor of coffee. And so you could have the same varietal that is grown in even two different places and it might taste a little bit differently. And then they can be processed differently after they're picked. And that can also change the flavor quite a bit.
Wow.
So there's a lot of different things that people can do to impact the flavor.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to go ahead and open this let's see. I don't want to mispronounce it. Kuruzi Yabuto. Yeah, I'm just curious about this variety. It says red bourbon. And
is there bourbon in there?
There's no bourbon. So like I know purists would probably correct me and say, it's pronounced Bourbon. It's like, yes.
Bourbon.
Bourbon.
So what that refers to is it's a variety of Arabica coffee that's called a bourbon. And it's very common. It's one of the most common varietals actually of Arabica, and it's especially common in East Africa, like in Rwanda, in Burundi, where this is grown. And that's because, and it's named this way because of the colonial history of that area. Coffee was first grown in East Africa by Dutch merchants who were bringing bourbon variety plants from the Isle of Bourbon, which is actually now it's called Reunion Island, but it's off the coast of Madagascar in the Indian Ocean. And that was a waypoint for all of the trade, the sea trade that happened in the area. So they basically the varietals that were grown on that island were called Bourbon because of the French dynasty, but of the same name, the Bourbon dynasty. And so
That makes sense.
that history, those names have kind of like echoed through the centuries. It's a reminder kind of the history of colonialism and the coffee that comes with it.
Yeah, that's such a great story.
Yeah.
You're really good at explaining things too. Yeah, something that I notice about your beans, which makes them different from other beans, is like when you go to the store and you buy a bag of whole beans from like Starbucks, say, the beans are so dark and they're so shiny, almost as if there's like an oily coating on those beans. And they are like such a beautiful color brown. They don't look like they've been blasted, roasted into oblivion. They look like they look natural.
They look pleasant.
Yeah, they do. They look
like they enjoy being in the can.
Yeah, and there is a little bit of shine because I think you're going to have oils in the beans, but it's not like lacquer. There's something different about the process that you guys do that makes it look like this. Is that the air, the anaerobic thing that you're talking about?
Well, I think what you're probably noticing there is, for instance, like especially with Starbucks, and it's true with a lot of other darker roasted coffees, is roasters tend to go really deep into the roast, like they roast them really, really long, often into what's called second crack. I don't know if you've ever heard this before.
No.
But when you're roasting coffee, it gets to a point where it actually cracks. It's kind of like popcorn. It doesn't actually like explode like popcorn, but it makes an audible cracking sound, and that's called first crack. And when you are roasting, you want to get to first crack and then however long you roast after that is really determines the darkness of the roast. So a lighter roast will be like maybe just a little bit after first crack, and the darker you go or the longer you go, the darker the roast gets. And if you roast long enough after first crack, you get to what's called second crack, which is like really dark, super dark. Now, we roast all of our beans in what I would consider more of like the light medium to dark medium range. So we never go super, super light or super, super dark.
Okay.
And that's purposefully done because, well, for one thing, this is my company and that's what I like.
He calls the shots. He's the guy.
Yeah, he's big man on campus.
But also because it's what it allows the beans, the flavor of the coffee to really come through.
Okay.
The darker you roast the coffee, the less distinct the flavor becomes, and it's more about just the flavor of really roasted coffee. Like it gets, like all you taste is just roast. Now, a lot of roasters will do that, especially mass manufacturer ones, because they can use cheaper coffee that doesn't have a particularly maybe distinct or interesting flavor on its own, but they can develop a dark, like really heavy roast flavor by just roasting the heck out of it. And the darker you roast, as you noted, the more oils will kind of come out or be present on the surface. And there's a little bit of that on ours because we do roast, especially the Yabuto, we do roast reasonably far past first crack, but we never get the second crack. So there are some oils on there, but it still maintains a lot of the characteristics of the coffee itself. You don't lose that special terroir that the coffee brings. It's still there, and that's really important to us. We want to make sure that we're showing like all the work that went in at the farm level. We want to do justice to that in the coffee that we present to our drink.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that it's really interesting how far removed we all are from the crop itself, not just with coffee, but with food in general. Nobody really knows where anything comes from. So it's really fantastic to get so much information on your label too. It's full of information. And these cool little coffee coasters. Love all of the information about where this comes from. And I think that it's really great.
That's right, Bronwyn. We are going to stop for a quick break as we recalibrate the Zoom call and listen to some music and some words from our friends in the industry. We'll be right back with Jim Varney from Wavelength Coffee Roasters out of Worcester, Massachusetts. Cheers.
Hi, this is Jim Varney from Wavelength Coffee Roasters, and you are listening to the Brew Happy Show.
This is Lee Hedgeman, and you're listening to the Brew Happy Show.
Hi, this is the Green Goddess of Portland, here to bring interior wilding to your space. Offering local consultations, weekly plant care, pest solutions, rare plant curation and sales. This houseplant hobbyist cultivated a worthy collection backed by knowledge and experience. And now I want to help you make your business beautiful. Contact Bronwyn, the Green Goddess, at greengoddessbotanic@gmail.com and Green Goddess Botanic on Instagram.
And now for more Brew Happy.
I'm Kenny Flannery with the book Nomadic Moonlight, A Decade of Full Moons Living on the Go, and you're listening to the Brew Happy Show.
And we're back. That's right, listener. You are still listening to the Brew Happy Show weekly podcast. Thank you for your continued listenership. We are, as we said, doing a little bit of a different show today. We are still talking about coffee, and we have more. Just a little quick break so we could recalibrate the internet's Zoom call here and get another cup of coffee.
Hey, Jim.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Brew Happy Show.
Hey, here we go. We just had to take a little commercial break.
Bronwyn and I had some more to say about your story. Bronwyn?
The whole story behind this, when you sent us that first container, we were having coffee in bed that morning, and I couldn't wait to try this coffee. And wow, that first sip, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good.
Yeah.
This tastes so different than a lot of the coffees that I've been drinking. Just absolutely zero bitterness.
She was into it.
So into it. We were in bed, and I literally went to your website and bought all the varieties I could, because I couldn't wait to experience it every morning. Because I love coffee. I love that ritual in the morning. I'm not the type of person that's just gonna like not to knock the preferences of others. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum, but I'm never gonna be the type of person to get like chock full of nuts, or like very rarely will I buy a bag of Starbucks beans or like a Trader Joe's bag. I want to have it be like a moment in the morning that I can really slow down and enjoy my coffee. And this has just been the most fun thing every morning, to open up a new can and try the can. The morning coffee ritual is a really special thing for me. And if it's a really special thing for me, then imagine how many people out there in the world also believe that too, and want to have a special morning routine with their coffee. And I don't know, I just think that this is such a great such a great concept, and I'm so excited that we could be your first order in Portland.
Oh, I know that we really appreciated the note. That was
yeah,
really...
it was really cute. We were really excited to be like the founding people in Oregon to have tasted your coffee.
Welcome to Oregon.
We just need a lot more. Come on now, let's get on the West Coast here. But
yeah.
you make a great point, which is again super important to us. That we wanted to be able to reach out to people and kind of touch people in with that like daily part of their lives, right? Like something that is you're confronted with on a daily basis and like continually as me, like all throughout the day.
Cheers.
Yeah.
How many cups of coffee do you have a day? I've got to know.
I can't even count. I don't know. It's like at least 2 a.m. before I leave for work, and then we usually have some espresso when I come in, and then we have some tasting throughout the day, and then like in the afternoon I have a little bit. So I don't even know.
You're just buzzing over there on the East Coast.
Yeah,
all the time. You're totally right though that like all of us, we are so in this modern life of ours so disconnected from where our food comes from, and especially with a crop like coffee that doesn't grow around here. There's like little bits in California that are trying to grow some coffee, and like Puerto Rico and Hawaii, but like not anywhere on the same scale as it is in between the tropics, right? Like around Central America, South America, Africa, and Southeast Asia. That's we're separated from that, geologically or geographically, like we don't even see it. So it's important to us to kind of, when you have that daily ritual, have that little reminder. Like it needs to be an excellent experience, but like as you know with the little coasters, right? We wanted to tell a little story. Like storytelling is such an important part of what we do. You can read about what's going on there on the farm and like what makes this a special coffee, but you can also understand how it ties into the larger world and why it's important to support this kind of stuff. And we just want to be able to, like, with that daily ritual, maybe spark a little curiosity in people about other parts of their life. Like, well, if this is important for me to think about when I'm drinking my coffee, like maybe it's important when I think about other things that I'm consuming or buying, and maybe I can be a little bit more considered in how I do that as well.
Yeah. Hey, do you think that that French press is ready? You want me to go get it?
Oh, why don't you let me?
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'll go take a look.
All right.
Ooh, I wish I was there.
Yeah, so that actually brings me to a really good question. I was wondering how you recommend people prepare your coffee to get the most out of the flavor and the beans. Like, so we use a fresh press, but obviously you do drip coffee. You mentioned espresso. And I know espresso is that like, that's a different, is it using a specifically different bean, or is it the same, or is it just compressed?
Yeah,
how does
you
all
don't
that
have
work?
to use a different bean necessarily.
Okay.
There are certain, it depends on what you're trying to get out of it, I guess. Like, yeah, you're right. So the espresso, what it does is it like, it condenses that, the time in which you're extracting flavors out of the coffee down to the shortest you can possibly get it. And so that will yield certain types of flavors, and things will come out, will be a little bit more present. And so sometimes with some coffees that are maybe often maybe a little fruity, like a certain balance is good, but sometimes it might be too concentrated. It might be too much. Or if there is a coffee that has a little bit more acidity to it, sometimes that can be good for certain processes. But for an espresso, where you're going to use maybe with a more milk process, most people tend to do coffees that are a little bit lower acidity for espressos because they tend to play better with milks. You know what I mean? So it's like there's a little bit of a thing there. But honestly, you can kind of make any coffee in any process, and you might be surprised actually at how at what you get out of it. But you're right, we do recommend certain processes for getting the best out of certain coffees. But you don't have to overthink it. Like a French press is a fantastic way to do really, I think, prepare any coffee, because it's a very simple, it's called an immersion type of brewing, where you basically you put all the grounds in a bunch of water, you let them sit for 4 minutes, and then you just plunge them out, and what you get is deliciousness.
Yeah, sometimes we let it sit for a little bit longer.
Yeah, or a little bit longer than 4 minutes if you want a little stronger. And
So you can get a
that's
little
your
stronger,
preference, but at
yeah.
least 4 minutes usually.
Yeah.
But we like to use like an AeroPress. Have you ever seen the AeroPresses, like the little cylinder? It looks. I wish I had one. Actually, it's here in the shop, but it looks kind of like a syringe. It's like a plunger.
What?
And it's like a plastic plunger thing, and you put a little bit, it's a small amount of grounds, a little bit of water, and in just a matter of like a minute and a half,
Oh my
you can
goodness.
kind of push it through, and you can make really delicious coffee. It's like espresso adjacent in that way. But we do some pour overs too, that works for some of the more delicate, lighter roast coffees. Tend to play better with like a pour over. But it really is just about experimenting and playing around, seeing what you like the best. Because honestly, the best coffee is the coffee you like the best.
Yeah.
That's something you say about your favorite beer.
Yeah.
You know, when asked, when the voice of beer gets asked what his favorite beer is,
That's me.
he usually says, "The one in my hand."
The one in my hand, yeah.
So I have a French press of the Transformation blend, and I was hoping maybe you could share a little bit about this blend with our listeners.
Yeah, Transformation blend. That's one of our first coffees that we sourced when we were looking around for things. It's a collective called Unblended that works in Colombia with teaching young people how to get into specialty coffee. Because as we all know, Colombian coffee, it's like almost like, synonymous Colombia with coffee, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for many generations, it's been more about like producing the high volume, but maybe lower quality, like commodity level coffees.
Mm-hmm.
And like young people, like they are all over the world, right? But young people in Colombia are seeing, they've seen their grandparents and their parents work really, really hard on the coffee farms without making maybe a lot of money, and it's just hard work. So a lot of young folks are leaving the industry. And so what Unblended is doing is teaching people, young folks, that there is a future in coffee, in specialty coffee, doing higher quality, maybe interesting varietals and different processes to generate a higher quality coffee. But they can also put their own stamp on it. They can do their own brand. They can kind of have their name on their coffee that's out there in the world. And the Transformation blend actually is especially interesting because it's from all women collaborative. So this is all young women who are learning how to get into specialty coffee. It's important in the industry where in a lot of countries and a lot of cultures, women ownership of land and in the process is not like what it is here in the U.S. and where it's an equal kind of footing. In a lot of cultures, it's much more patriarchal in terms of who gets the land as they pass it from generation to generation. So for women, like they've long been coffee workers, but they don't often own the process or at that kind of level. So this is one that is kind of fighting against that and teaching women like, hey, you can have your own section of your farm. You can grow your own coffees. We'll teach you how to do it. We'll give you mentorship. And it changes. It kind of flips the script, right? It kind of it changes their perspective on their role in the coffee industry in general. And we just love supporting that. And the coffee we find is it's really beautiful. It's this delicate blend of a choroso bean and a castillo bean, and that gives it like this nice, really like kind of floral kind of quality to it that we think is really lovely. It's a caramel, but also a little floral. And we roast that quite light, so it helps to bring out those more delicate notes.
Do you see how light those beans are?
We think it's really nice.
I noticed that. Yeah, they are lighter than the other cans that we've opened.
Yeah, like when you compare it.
Yeah, that's way darker.
To the Burundi.
Yeah, the color difference there between those two. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I notice with the Transformation blend, there's just this really lovely lingering caramel sweetness. It's so lovely.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so just in case someone out there wants to do like a tasting of your coffees and order a few, so let's say I missed a part of the conversation. We were talking about pour overs and French presses and things.
He likes that we use the press.
Oh, great. Yeah. So
it's called immersion.
Oh, an immersion. That makes sense because it's like immersing all the grounds in the water to steep. Yes. Okay. So, we're kind of maybe not the best people to represent the coffee drinkers because I gotta have coffee creamer. Like part of the coffee experience for me is I love the Chobani coffee creamers. They're so delicious, and I like to find ones that kind of accent the flavor profile of the beans. But would you recommend to taste the coffee without anything in it? Is that kind of like the best way to discover the beans?
Or do you guys have pairings with like different creamers or anything like that?
We don't necessarily do that. I mean, we do offer, so at our farmers markets and everything, we always have, whole milk, half and half, and oat milk. We've got our own, oat milks that we think are great. And we also have, we offer sweeteners. We've got, my wife makes this really nice, she makes a simple syrup, just a basic simple syrup, but then she also makes a vanilla simple syrup, like with actually vanilla beans and everything in there to infuse it.
That's so good.
And people love that, and it's like fantastic. I mean, I do think that as a first taste, like it's always best to kind of, maybe taste it black or whatever, but just to kind of get the flavor. But also, like, you should drink coffee the way that you drink it, and so you'll know what tastes different because you're used to that. And we're not of the school of thought where absolute purists of like, you should never put milk, in your pour over.
Because people are serious. People are very serious. In Portland, we're such a coffee city that I feel a little bit like childish being like, oh, can I have my hazelnut coffee creamer, please?
and exactly. And we think that side of the coffee culture, I think I can understand where they're coming from in terms of like wanting to really perfect this, craft and to really express something that's unique. But I think that it can be really off-putting. It can be like, it's called coffee snobs for a reason, right? It can actually alienate a pretty sizable portion of the potential coffee drinkers, right? Like, and why wouldn't you want more people to, like, as far as we're concerned, like, we're trying to promote sustainable coffee. If we can get more people on board, that's better, right? We don't want we don't want fewer people to enjoy our coffee. We want more.
Right.
So however you like to enjoy it, we are absolutely open for it.
All right.
Well, let's taste it just black and see what we think.
Now it's probably going to be a pretty strong French press if it's been sitting in there for a while, but I like my coffee strong, so I would probably really love that.
She loves it strong.
It hasn't been sitting for too long. We're actually all right on that front.
Not too long.
Cheers. We always do like a gazillion cheers. Where's the cheers bell? Yeah, so some of the things that I smell. Okay, so this is so many years ago. This was in like 2005, 2006. I actually was a barista at Starbucks.
True.
And we had a coffee master program.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even think it's a thing anymore. But the coffee masters, in order to get to that level, you had to do tastings with a French press and drink it like this and slurp. And so could you maybe walk us through the best way to taste this coffee right now?
Yeah, it's funny you talk about that process, and in the industry, we use a process that's called cupping.
Oh yes.
And it's not like the you get the hot things and you put them on your back.
the massage.
Yeah, it's not like that.
Okay.
But cupping is basically like it's a controlled way for you to prepare coffee that eliminates some of the variables of like water to grounds ratio. It standardizes those. And you basically just put hot water and grounds into a small cup. That's why it's called cupping.
Oh,
you
right.
Let it sit for 4 minutes, and then you basically skim off whatever's left on top, and then you take a spoon and you kind of slurp it. You aerate aerosolize the coffee against your palate, and you taste what's there, and that allows you to kind of just get a sense of like what's the bean bringing to the table, like what's there. And we do the same kind of things where we taste all our different coffees that way. I don't think there's like one particular way to do it, but by getting like that, kind of spraying it against your palate and getting some of that air to kind of mix with it does help to. It also engages the receptors you have in your nose, so you actually taste things not just with your tongue, but actually with your nose quite a bit. That's actually where a lot of the flavor you get comes from. So that helps to engage those flavor receptors when you do that, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you really get the full experience.
You want to try it?
Yeah.
Okay, so like Slurpee, and then kind of like let it sit on your tongue, and then just kind of slurp again.
It can be super noisy. Yeah.
Just like that.
A little ASMR there.
Yes. Oh gosh, it's so good. So smooth.
It gets across the whole palate.
Yeah, it's zero bitterness at all. It is so it's quite complex, sweet, and I do get that sense of the caramel that lingers. This is a really, really good one.
Yeah.
That is one of our most popular ones too. That's a great coffee.
Which one was this again?
That's the transformation blend.
Transformation. I feel transformed.
You feel transformed. Yeah, and that's like the transformation. What the name comes from is like it's the young women group, like basically the transformation from, you know, where they started out to where they go as coffee growers and property owners. Like that's kind of the transformation that they go through.
Oh,
Such a beautiful thing for women to be tending the land and being a part of the ownership of it, and really having like the fruits of their labor turn into something that's tangible for them. I think that's so wonderful, because I think
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, it's okay. I just think that like there's so much wisdom with women and the tending of the land, and perhaps if we looked back into the history of our species at all, we would see that, you know, women were the ones to tend the land.
Oh yeah.
So it's almost like a return to what they know instinctually. Does that make sense?
Totally. Yeah, it's the women ownership and kind of equity side of things is actually a big part of a lot of the coffees that we are buying. So you talked about that one from Burundi, the Karuzi Ubuto.
Oh yeah,
that's the dark roast, right? So we get that coffee from an importer named or it's called J&P. So it was started by this woman named Janine, who is, I'm not going to pretend to pronounce her name because I am bad at that, her last name, but she is from Burundi originally, and after a successful business career, she decided to come back to working with the farmers in her home country to help promote Burundian coffees, but also to help the farmers there to kind of reach a better standard of living, because Burundi is one of the poorest countries on earth, and coffee is, I think it's their number one export coffee or crop. And so actually J&P has a big focus on, I think they call it dushime, but it's like a second payment that they do in the whole process to make sure that the farmers, and most of them are women, or a lot of them are women, get money when they really need it at a certain time of year to, say, help with children at school, to buy school supplies, or to buy food for various needs. And they are really actively promoting women as part of the supply chain and making sure that they are educated as well, along with their male counterparts in all the process. So it's a big part of the whole process for Janine, and we love supporting her and her coffees for that very same reason, that it's making sure that we're all rising up together, right, and not leaving anyone behind is such an important part as the world is changing, to make sure that we're all off in a better place going forward.
Yes,
nice.
Rising tides raise all ships.
That's right.
We say that all the time on this show.
Yeah.
That's what makes the brewing community in general so special.
Yeah.
Is that it's all about people supporting people and people supporting communities, and the camaraderie and the ripples that come from sharing it all together.
Yeah, it is. There are a lot. There's in the brewing industry, in the beer world, there is a lot of collaboration, and there's even cross collaboration with coffee roasters as well. So
totally.
That's an avenue to totally explore.
Coffee.
There's a coffee cream ale that is totally a style. And there's I can't think of the brewery that most recently that I just had one from. that does that. But yeah, so I mean,
I've
there's
had some coffee stouts before too.
coffee
that are really
stouts.
nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. So you know, but it's all in the spirit of promoting one another and celebrating one another and having those experiences and sharing them with other people, so that more consumers can be aware of this brand, this product, and the hardworking people behind them.
That is one of the things that my wife and I both really love about this industry. I mean, we're new to it, but we find that like the people are just amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like you were saying, it's the same kind of thing. It's such a great community, and people are so supportive. And you know, it's not a net, you know, zero sum game here. Like there's always room for more coffee. There's always room for more beer, right? Like,
Oh yeah, there better be.
I'm not stealing. You know, we're not stealing business from each other. We're all trying to make it better.
Yeah.
And I think we've received nothing but just amazing positivity from everybody here in the industry, and it's great. It really is wonderful.
Awesome. Well, Jim, I think we're getting close to time, and I'm worried Zoom's gonna boot us off again. So I just wanted to ask how people can get a hold of Wavelength Coffee Roasters and what kinds of things you guys have coming up in the future.
Well, you can reach us on our website, which is wavelength-coffee.com. You can see in the images behind you.
Yes.
On socials, we're most active, and I think we're a little active on Facebook. We're most active on Instagram, and that's at Wavelength Coffee, one word. And yeah, we are. We're like I said, this is our first year, kind of in operation, so everything's very new to us. But we are working to get the word out, and to we ship everywhere in the U.S. So like you have there, if folks want to, you know, any purchase over $40 is free shipping. So
yeah.
And isn't there like maybe it was a temporary special on your website, but if you order like 4 or more blends, you get like a special discount. So that's like a huge incentive. You get the free shipping, and then if you just tack on a couple extra cans, then you get like, what is the discount? I think it was like 20%.
I believe it's a 20% discount.
Yeah.
If you order 4 more cans. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth it because then you have a great variety of things to taste and choose from.
The more you buy, the more value you get.
Well, I'm just a sucker for any sort of discount, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we all are. Yeah.
Well, he was telling us already about the blends that are on the way. But if people are listening now and want to get their hands on some of those Carlos Pola blends, do you know when the cutoff is for that? I guess it's probably until you run out, right?
Yeah, we'll go until we run out. I think we're down to the last maybe 10 cans.
God.
Natural, or that one that you have there, that's anaerobic Pacamaro. So I think it's getting pretty close. We have a little bit more of the Pachanga that's available, but not much. So it might only be a couple weeks or at most before we sell out of those.
Wow.
But yeah, the other ones that are coming in, I think we're going to be launching some new ones this week. So the Mexican, the Ethiopian, and we have a decaf that's coming out. They should be available in the next, say, 7 days.
Awesome.
Exciting.
And then we've got some more coming in right after that. So we'll just keep kind of reintroducing new things and you know, keeping everybody happy.
Well,
you know what I think? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think I would really love a coffee subscription with you guys. I think it would be so cool to be able to have a monthly coffee shipped right to my door. I know that I've done that with other coffee roasters before, and I've even gone in and like changed the address so I could ship to my dad.
Yeah.
Which he's just a huge coffee lover. So if I had too much backstock, I'd be like, oh, okay, well I still want to participate in the auto ship, so I'll just have it sent to him instead. Do you guys think that maybe you would ever consider offering like an auto ship program?
Yeah, we definitely would. Yeah, for sure. I think that's a good idea. I know other roasters do that, and yeah, that's something definitely we would consider in the future for sure.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah,
but you can expect another Portland order probably at the end of this week, because I do want to get my hands.
You think we're going to go through all of this coffee?
Well, no, but it's like, okay, I want to get I know I have both of the Carlos Pola here, but I want to try the other blends that are coming.
Okay.
So maybe I'll wait till the end of the week and see if I can get lucky and get everything all at once, the Carlos Pola, before it runs out.
There'll be some overlap there, so yeah, you'll be able to do that.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
This was such a fun conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Jim. Thank you so much for being on the Brew Happy show. And thanks for letting us be your first Portland, Oregon order. And expect many more.
Well, we definitely appreciate your support, and I love being on this show with you guys. It's been a lot of fun, so thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll look forward to maybe some more coffee talk in the future. This is actually our very first coffee episode. So
we didn't even get a chance to talk about the overlaps of coffee and beer brewing, because there's a lot of similarities there. So yeah, we'll have to be on another time.
I was gonna say, maybe we could do like a follow-up episode once we're able to like try the new blends and find out what you're doing down the pipeline, because it sounds like you and your wife are very innovative and you think outside the box and try to figure out how to benefit not only your local community, but the growers, the farmers, and all of us coffee drinkers too.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I'd love to be on again if you'll have me. So for sure, let's stay in touch.
Awesome. Well, listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Jim Varney from Wavelength Coffee Roasters. And this is our morning episode of the Brew Happy Show.
Cheers.
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 All right.
This production is brought to you by Brew Happy Media, the ultimate brewers media resource. For more information, go to thebrewhappyshow.com and brewhappypodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at Brew Happy. For more cigar pairings, please check out our sponsor, paulcigars.net. Questions, concerns, advertising, or guest relations, please reach us at brewhappypdx@gmail.com. Remember, brew happy, drink responsibly. Cheers.
Oh my God. Yeah, baby.
You know what I mean?